Teaching number 95. What can you ask the one who created you that he does not grant, as long as what you ask is for the good for your body or your spirit? But you must learn to conform to my will. You are in a time of restitution in which you should not be dissatisfied with your trials. Love, that your love will help you to reform. Destroy with your charity all selfishness. The land you walk on is temporary, your journey here is short, then you will penetrate into eternal life. However, I want you to know from this valley of tears the path outlined in the precepts of my law. Do not weaken in faith, nor in hope, always keep in mind that the end of this journey will come. Do not forget that in me you have had your beginning and that the end you will also have in me, and that end is eternity because there is no death of the spirit. Have eternity as your ideal and do not faint in the vicissitudes. Do you know if this is your last incarnation on earth? Who could tell you that in that body that you have today you are paying off all your contracted debts with my justice? That is why I tell you, take advantage of the time, but do not go in a hurry. If with faith and conformity you accept your sufferings and with patience drain the chalice, truly I tell you, your merits will not be sterile. Let the Spirit always walk forward so that you never stop perfecting yourselves. I am the one who puts the tests in your step to stop your spirit, when it deviates from the path of my law to live subject only to its free will. Examine the bottom of the tests, I allow you, so that you can verify that each vine of them is like a chisel that is polishing your heart. That is one of the reasons why pain brings you closer to me. But man has always sought pleasures, he has gone after power and greatness to rule over the earth and be king of his own brothers. If I have created you all with the same love, why have there always been those who claim to be superior? Why have there been those who lead humanity under humiliation and the whip? Why is there someone who rejects the humble and is not moved by his heart for bringing pain to his fellow men? Because those are spirits that have not yet recognized me as the Father who loves all his beings and as the sole owner of all existences. That is why there are men who usurp and ignore the sacred rights of man. They serve me as an instrument for my justice and, believing to be lords and kings, they are only servants. Forgive them. This is the third era in which I have come to teach you the lesson that should unite humanity spiritually, because it is my will that languages, races, and different ideologies no longer be an obstacle to its unification. The essence with which I formed a spirit is the same that everyone possesses and the substances that make up the blood that runs through the veins of men are the same in everyone. Therefore all are equal and worthy of me and for all I have come again. I have come because I have seen your spirit poor in virtues and I have come to enrich it. But do not ask me for the riches of the earth, because I inherited them from the beginning. Ask me and seek the purification of the spirit that you do not yet possess. See that my law is still unfulfilled. Centuries and eras have passed and humanity does not have a true awakening to the life of light and truth. That is why every time you leave an envelope you return to the spiritual valley naked and needy, hungry and thirsty. There still does not arise from the heart of man, a faith and a will so great that it makes them willing to follow me along the path marked out by your Father with footprints of blood and love. And there you have the pain in all its force, overwhelming humanity, making it recognize that it has lost its way, inviting it to seek the Father, as the prodigal son did in my divine parable. What does it matter if you arrive at my door naked or in rags, tearful and ashamed, if what I want is for you to look for me, to knock at my door, to remember me? My loving arms would then open full of forgiveness and charity to embrace you, to return the lost and wasted inheritance, to sit you at my table to savor the delicacies and the fruit of eternal life. Let my love penetrate your heart and let it comfort you and heal you, let it save you again, let me free you, breaking the chains that bind you to passions, misery, and ignorance. I want it to be the kingdom of heaven that comes to the hearts of men and that it is not your passions that establish its kingdom in this world. Disciples, understand that I sent you into the world so that you love your brothers, pouring out your charity, praying for them, living for them, but do not expect them to return love for love, rather strengthen yourselves to resist the hardness of the human heart, ingratitude, selfishness. Prepare yourselves for slander and betrayal, but do not be intimidated by it and forgive them in advance with all your heart. When you feel alone, when you need love, when there is no friendly voice on earth to comfort you or someone to share their bread with you, seek me, seek the one who loves even if he is not loved, the one who truly forgives, heals and comforts all sinners. Not all will be ungrateful and insensitive to your step, sometimes you will be stimulated by the understanding, charity and kindness of your brothers. I want you to be consistent in your humility, and in your poverty you will find my blessings. While the world walks in need of my peace, stumbling and falling in the midst of its science and its false splendor, you poor people possess the treasure of peace. Why don't you spread this peace over humanity with your prayers, deeds and words like a blanket of love and charity? You all possess the gifts of the Spirit, which are beginning their development in this third era due to the evolution that the spirits have achieved. Intuition, clairvoyance, revelation, prophecy, inspiration are manifesting themselves clearly among humanity, and this is the announcement of a new time. It is the light of the Book of the Seven Seals, opened at this time in its 6th chapter. But you who know why these manifestations are and the time in which you live, channel your gifts along the path of love, always be prepared to offer your charity, and you will be in harmony with my law, and you will serve as an example to your brothers. Then you will be my disciples, and as such you will be recognized. If you know how to take my work with true charity and love, it will be in your life like a saving boat, it will welcome you like a mother when you go lost crying along the paths of life. You ask me not to stop hearing my word, you ask me to lengthen the time of this manifestation among you, but I tell you, my laws are immutable, my will irrevocable. Man can do nothing to change my determination. Neither tears nor promises will make me prolong this time. It is said and written that in the year 1950 my word will no longer be heard. Who will be with me then? You do not know what I am preparing 3 years before my departure, but you must be alert. In the kingdom of the Father there is a being full of grace, of sweet tenderness and warmth. It is Mary, your mother, she is always with you, learn to receive her with dignity in your heart. Feel her loving caress, understand that for her you will always be her children. Mary will help you to reach me, you who are sick in body and spirit, I will not reject you because of your poverty. Hear my word because it will be like balm on your wounds. How many of you are surprised to find yourself in these moments listening to me with tears of love, of joy, of repentance in your eyes, when, just a few hours ago, you were still given over to the passions of the world? I give you my lessons so that you study them with interest, and tomorrow you can practice them with love. I have been giving you my teaching for a long time, and I do not find among so many infants the disciples who will be the teachers tomorrow, but I will continue to deliver my lesson until awakening in your spirit the desire for evolution. I have come to choose those who are slow to learn the sciences of the earth, because they are not slow to learn the teachings of the Spirit. I have chosen the poor, because with an atom of my grace that I give them, they feel exalted and honored, not so the rich, who are never satisfied no matter how much I give them. But the poor who have been adorned with the knowledge of the gifts they possess, I teach them not to keep their treasure for themselves, but to share it with their brothers. The spirit that rejoices in knowing that they carry these gifts, is because they have realized the value that they have. He who strives to remain firm on the path does so because he remembers all that he has had to suffer to attain what he has today. Understand that he who strays from the path is not as ungrateful to his Lord as he is to himself. Don't you know that he who walks against my law strips himself of his virtues and his gifts? Precisely at this time I have been returning to humanity all its inheritance that it had squandered. Not one will remain without the light of my divine spirit, before 1950, which as I have announced will be the year of my departure. No one will feel needy, weak, or ignorant. The parasitic plants will flourish and bear fruit because I am power, and for me it will always be time to save your spirit, but for you each time that passes and each step that you descend will have to make your return to the path more painful. Today I have come to separate you from the great perversities, so that on a path of peace you could listen to me, meditate and analyze the lesson that I give you. Learn that the thirst of the Spirit can only be calmed by pure and crystalline water, so that you never drink cloudy and contaminated water. If in the world you have always had someone who serves you and you have known honors, in this way, you will not have servants, nor vain glory, you will be my servants serving your brothers. I let you reach the summit you longed for, and when you were there, you heard the voice of the Lord saying to you, you have already given your tribute to Caesar for a long time, now give me what is mine. You already enjoyed a lot with the satisfactions of the world, and it is time for you to prepare your trip to eternity, because nobody knows if they will return to this world or not. I tell you, blessed be you for having extolled the name of Mary, who full of love has prepared you to receive my lesson, and you show me your joy and eagerness to move forward. My longing is to contemplate you safely, and there is pain in my spirit because there are few who follow me and many who have not heard my word, and their spirit still remains indifferent and deaf to my inspirations. I give life and nourishment to all beings and watch over their welfare, while you have not yet understood that your destiny is to love and serve. That is why I have spoken to you in many ways, and my lessons will be repeated until, convinced of your mistakes, you obey the laws that have been given since the beginning of time. I give you one more opportunity to do works of mercy, to multiply your harvest and store it in my barn where your merits are not lost but increased. Introduce me to those you have converted from bad to good seed, to the sad ones you have consoled, those you have made come out of the darkness of vice to put them in a safe place. That is what I ask of you. Do not forget your spiritual duties towards those who are still materialized. Remember that I have told you not to worry about tomorrow, everything is foreseen and granted by me, you should only trust in your work that will always be blessed by the Father. I do not want you only spiritual, I have given you 2 laws that you must attend to, one governs the spirit and inspires you with elevated feelings and thoughts, the other keeps you in harmony with material nature, and both identify you with me in their perfect harmony. Unify in one thought and trust in me. I have loved you since before I sent you into the world, and wherever you have been, I have protected you. I have been tireless in my quest to prepare you. Who will be those who take care of my work and see the principle of restitution in this world? Truly I tell you, it will be your children's children who will speak of what you have seen and heard from me, but if you achieve a great preparation and reach great sights that point to the future for humanity, how lucky you will be, because you will be able to realize how great are the gifts that God's love grants you. When all my children know that I have manifested myself once again, when my word is analyzed and my mandates are fulfilled, the light of the 6th seal will be illuminating every being, and you will all be awake. At that time, confusion and wickedness will cease, wars will end, and the life of man will be enveloped in my love and in my grace. Only love, mercy and forgiveness will beat in hearts. Intuition will be a gift of all, and conscience will speak clearly, and its voice will be heard and obeyed. Trust in me, so that you can do spiritual works, because if you do not have faith, you will not be able to heal, and you will feel small and needy having my power. But I also tell you, when you go to help your brothers, do not humiliate them, do not erect thrones or look for vassals, be humble, love them and work with self-sacrifice among the portion that corresponds to you. What you did with your brothers you will have done with yourselves. Think how you will be judged if you do works contrary to my law, saying that you are my disciples. I receive your harvest in this world, in which you have fought and suffered for me. A heart tells me my sowing is small, but I am going to increase it because I am moved by your love and your divine patience. Your tranquility depends on your spiritual elevation. I have more to give you than you to ask of me. When you give yourselves to spiritual work, do it with all the strength of your being, and when you go to the world to work for the bread of the body, work with love so that you comply with the laws that govern you. If you have been good children and then good parents, do not be afraid to be before me. If you have seen yourselves disobeyed and you cannot correct the son who has failed, and for this reason you carry a deep wound in your heart, remember that I have received 1,000 and 1,000 times the ingratitude and ignorance of my children, and then imitate me. Only I judge the works of all beings. Parents will respond to me for their children, and these, for their parents. I have inspired you with virtue so that you may be the foundations of a healthy and strong world, so that when I ask you about the beings that I sent to your home, you present them as fragrant roses and fresh lilies in the garden you have cultivated. My word comes to give peace to those who need it, but not everyone has been able to receive it. Many are not moved by my struggle or feel my pain, because of their lack of love. I long to see in you the firmness of your faith, because a time of persecution will come when you will be questioned and judged. If you are prepared, I will speak for you and I will manifest myself in your works of love towards your brothers. Be merciful and you will obtain mercy from your brothers. Obey my inspirations and reject dangers and temptations. Those who surround me today are not righteous, but they are seriously on their way to reaching salvation. Everything you ask me with humility and good purpose I will grant. Everything that you request for the good of your evolution in the name of Mary, will be granted to you. Pray for everyone, because before me you are a single son whom I love and whom I have come to save. You have come to dwell on earth by my will, that is why I have come to communicate with you. I wanted to choose hard hearts to give you proofs of the power of my word by obtaining their regeneration. The chisel of my love has polished them, my kindness humbled them. You spirits have heard my voice through your conscience and have made man recognize his faults. Hearts have confessed from spirit to spirit with the Father and have discovered before me many faults unknown to them. How many in the silence of their hearts when listening to me tell me, Father, your gaze is penetrating my interior. What can I hide from you? Many cry when they know the pain they have caused their brothers, who were made to return to the beyond before the time set for them. My spirit rejoices to see you come in multitudes, people, and I tell you, come, come, it is not too late for you to come to my lands and become servants, nor for you to form a purpose of amendment. When you have felt the warmth of the sheepfold and recovered your strength, do not be ungrateful to the shepherd who rescued you, because you do not know at what price you would get him to come back for you. What do you seek in uncertain paths, if you come from them? Why go in search of new crossroads, when you still remember your pain on the deceitful paths of the world? Go to the roads, yes, return to them, the Master tells you, but do so when you feel strong and your intention is to give a hand to the fallen or to seek the lost. It is necessary that you have a complete knowledge of the place from which you have come, so that you understand the beauties of the path you are on. If you lack the knowledge of these teachings, due to not having paid enough attention to my lessons or due to poor meditation, your step on the path of good will be false and a slight stumble will make you go astray. Watch and pray, listen and meditate, and you will have the strength to put my divine lessons into practice. You are learning to ask, to know how to love and to suffer as well. This is a world of pain, where you have to learn to respect my will. The love that you profess for your Father will help you to suffer trials with patience and conformity. I have wanted that from this world you know the path that leads to my kingdom, through the practice of the precepts of my law. Finish fulfilling your mission on earth, do not miss this opportunity. Who can assure you that the Father will grant you a new reincarnation, in which you can repair your mistakes and make up for lost time? In my word I have told you. Be diligent, but don't be in a hurry. Comply with the spiritual and with the human. Merge all your powers and senses into a single will. The pain hurried with patience, is not sterile, because it increases faith, elevates and purifies. It will never be an obstacle but an encouragement on the path of evolution and restitution. Be humble in spirit and then you will have true charity for your brothers, then you will be strong to resist the temptations of the world. Why do some dream of the delights of the earth, others go after the wealth and others become great to humiliate the little ones? Because they are weak to persevere in good and succumb to temptation. I have come to communicate at this point on earth, and I will leave my word as a gift for all men. This gift will remove the spiritual poverty of humanity. I come to fill you with courage so that you break the chains that bind you and remain free to follow me. Temptation has made its reign on earth and has enslaved men, but power will be given to them to overcome sin, vice, and the flesh. Those of you who are following me, practice charity in all forms. Thus you will have loved but do not expect gratitude from humanity. You will not receive love for love, the world will not know how to console you and sometimes it will betray you, but do not fear, when you need consolation, love, peace, balm, seek him who with his word and his blood gave you proof of his love, and in those moments, what can you ask of me that I cannot grant you? Of the absolute and perfect peace that your spirit will come to enjoy in the beyond, I come to give you a part, but this world is in need of that peace, it lacks faith. It is walking in darkness, and falling into deep abysses, it really does not know where it is going, because there is no hand to guide it. For this I am preparing men who deliver my word through their lips, so that they may bring light to understandings and peace to the peoples of the earth. My peace be with you,